Hey everybody, this is Sean Pitcher, your sports dietitian, coming at you as we continue this journey with pre-competition fueling. So, as we continue on, I talked about a little bit about this when we talked about gut adaptation and where does our nutrients go when we chew them and as it goes down to our GI tract. So, this is a really quick, easy visual for you on the right-hand side here. What happens to our nutrients? So, like I said, right? The stomach is breaking them down with different enzymes, different acids. Same thing will go into the intestines and things will be released there from, let's say, for example, the pancreas or other organs to continue to break down the food into an absorbable form. When it gets to those little villi, which is in our intestines, that's going to help them absorb them into the bloodstream. So you can see right here, this is a blood vessel on the right-hand side. And as those nutrients are moving through the bloodstream, right, depending on where they need to go, obviously the brain and the body is going to tell them where it needs to go. So whether it's bringing water or carbohydrates or oxygen to the tissues, muscle tissue specifically, especially for training, then the body is going to direct those nutrients on where they specifically are going to need to go. So, and then there's going to be exchange back and forth, right? So let's say I'm going and training in the morning time and I'm going to go for a lift, right? And let's say I'm doing squats. Well, the body is going to funnel a lot of your nutrients and water and oxygen specifically to that body part because that at that point in time is requiring more of those nutrients and oxygen to be available for that specific movement. And then what's going to happen as well, right, is once we utilize those nutrients, we're also going to have things like byproducts, so hydrogen ions, or things that we utilize during that specific training session within the tissue that now has to get excreted so new oxygen or new nutrients can get in. So there's going to be that constant exchange into the tissue and then out of the tissue. So we're getting nutrients in consistently, and then whatever doesn't need to be in the tissue or in certain parts of the body, we're getting it out of the body. And that's going to go back in the bloodstream. And that's where then, whether it's going to the bathroom and peeing or going to the bathroom and pooping, we're getting rid of those byproducts because the body does not need them anymore. And then we continue to keep eating and hydrating to keep eating the nutrients that our body needs. So it's a lot of give and take, right? We need to keep eating and hydrating and get what we need. And then we're going to get rid of the things that we don't need, because if there is things in our bodies that are too high of a certain level, let's say ammonia, for example, which is a byproduct that comes from when protein breaks down, right? If we have too much ammonia in our body, there's going to be some negative consequences that are going to come from that. So our body is going to recognize that and know that, and it's going to excrete it and get rid of it. So it doesn't cause us negative side effects, or in this case, negative problems with our performance. So that's just a basic breakdown on how nutrients are getting to our muscles, how the nutrients or byproducts that we don't need are getting away from our muscles. And that's going to lead us into now figuring out, well, what types of foods are we supposed to eat as we get around these specific types of activity. Again, if you want to watch my Roots podcast, if you want to look at more of these sports nutrition videos, if you need nutrition services, I have a website, or you can just hit me up on my email or DM me on Instagram. All those things are in my link tree in the bio below that you can click, and all those links pop up at one time. Appreciate y'all. Continue to keep listening as we talk more about competition, pre-competition fueling.